운명적이게도 애니메이션을 하다 보면 이 스케줄이 잘 지켜지지 않는데
working late. Wow, our life is nice because we draw, but it's very hard.
이 영상은 저희들의 이익을 위해서 잘 사용하겠다고. 네, 감독님 만나 뵙게 돼서 너무 반갑고요. 자기소개와 작업한 에피소드에 대해 간단하게 소개 부탁드립니다.
So hello, I'm Julien Chheng. I'm Julien Chheng, and I'm the director of The Spy Dancer for Star Wars Volume 2. And it's a story about a dancer, and she's been performing in a cabaret ever since the Empire invaded her planet. So you will see the stormtroopers relax and enjoy a night off at her cabaret.
예고편을 보여주셔서 봤는데 퀄리티가 너무 높아서
Oh, thank you very much. I'm very curious to see Studio Mir's episode as well because all the scenes that we see in the trailer, they look fantastic, really fantastic.
감사합니다. 에피소드 제목에 담긴 의미와 그다음에 처음 스토리를 구상하게 된 계기가 궁금합니다.
Well, so in Spy Dancer you have dancer and you have also spy. So that's really what interested me when pitching to Lucasfilm, is because you know in French history during World War there was a lot of famous dancers such as Mata Hari or Josephine Baker who would be performing in front of the soldiers. And so there was a place, those cabarets, where they could listen to secrets and intelligence, informations from the officers, and eventually that they helped change the tides of the war. So.
이번 비전스가 각 나라의 문화를 담는 내용이기 때문에 이렇게 프랑스의 역사나 이런 코드들을 스토리에 녹이기 위해서 많은 고민을 하셨군요.
Yes. And it's also a very romantic story, so very French as well. We wanted this story to do something different from what we used to do, because we're used to action scenes and fight scenes, and this story takes it a bit further with emotions, So we wanted to create emotions for the fans or for the audience.
그러면 이제 비주얼적인 부분에도 프랑스의 색깔을 느낄 수 있을지.
That's interesting. I think for the design of the cabaret, the architecture of the cabaret, it was very inspired by French architecture, especially Parisian architecture. But for the colors and the way we draw the characters, there's maybe this line is a bit more free and more like a dense, like Toulouse-Lautrec kind of, this French painter kind of energy. But I hope it looks French, but I don't know.
그거는 제가 장담한다고 얘기해 주세요.
Thank you.
혹시 스케줄 총 제작 기간이 어느 정도였는지.
Layout and animation was not so long. It was the fastest, the quickest part of the production. But then, color, compositing until post-production took another. So in total, it's 1 year and a few months for the writing. Yeah.
상당히 저희와 비슷하네요. 저는 되게 고통스러웠거든요. 쇼필름인데도 공을 들이려고 하다 보니까 많이 좀 부족하게 느껴졌는데 어떠셨는지 빨리 힘들었다고 얘기해 주세요.
Yeah, I think it's like you. We had to go quite fast, because to prepare all the pre-production, it took a while, and then, layout and animation was fast because everyone at the studio wanted to work on the film. So we had 15, 20 animators. And for 15 minutes, it goes fast, you know, because there are a lot of team animators. But we had to control the style and experiment. And really what we wanted for our animators at the studio is to have fun. Really to have fun, maximum fun.
너무 멋있고 부러워요. 운명적이게도 애니메이션을 하다 보면 이 스케줄이 잘 지켜지지 않는데 감독님은 어떤 식으로 대처하는지 그런 노하우나 재밌는 에피소드들을 얘기해 주실 수 있는지.
Working late. But that's part of the every production, you know. I like to think that we need to do the maximum of quality and storytelling with the time that we are given, you know, because otherwise I think I could spend 10 years on the same 50 minutes, you know.
스타워즈라는 거대 프랜차이즈를 작업하는 데 있어서 어떤 고민들이 있었는지 좀 여쭤보고 싶어요.
Yes, I think the most difficult is because Star Wars is so big that everyone wants to work on it, everyone wants to give ideas and you know, create things, but it's also a production like another production, you know, that has to be controlled and delivered on time. So it was really hard sometimes to deal with all this passion because you know, we would have animated too many scenes or created too many characters if we followed this passion for Star Wars. So we had to choose, okay, let's pick these characters, let's do fight scenes, but just for this amount of scenes. Let's not get too out of our schedule and budget and everything.
감독님께서는 그 포기하지 않고 계속 앞으로 나아갈 수 있는 감독님만의 생각, 소신 이런 것들이 좀 궁금해요.
It's really hard sometimes. Sometimes you think about, wow, our life is nice because we draw, but it's very hard. Why would we do that, you know? And but I think the more I speak to, you know, to young students or people in other countries, emerging countries that want to do an animation industry, they don't have the school, they don't have the same clients. We are kind of lucky because we have a studio and we have clients, and I always tell them that the only difference, really the main difference between people like me, you, and others that speak about their final films in you know, in the press or present here at the Star Wars celebration, the difference between us and them is just that we never gave up.
감독님께서 이제 포기하지 않는다라는 말씀을 해주셨듯이 땅속으로 같이 들어가기 전까지 같이 뭔가 나아갈 거고, 그래서 감독님이 앞으로 어떤 비전이 있는지 혹은 꿈과 계획 좀 듣고 싶다.
Very interesting question. When 10 years ago we started the studio with Usama and Ulysse, our dream was really to create our own stories. I think now, just now, 10 years after creating the studio, is the really beginning of, okay, we can start doing our own stories and write our own stories and start to think about producing it. And so it took us a long time, but that's really the goal for us. It's to keep working with strong partnerships, strong studios, strong you know, ideas and projects, because we love to see animation as a bridge between cultures and the way of animating, you know, around the world, and also create our very local and special voice in film, series, whatever we can create, we want to create it. And maybe it's with less resources, you know. Maybe our best work in quality will be all the work that we do for external clients. But I think we need also to express our own little projects that we wanted to do, and that's we believe it's very part of our energy and passion.
아마 긴장하셔야 할 거라고 제가 빠른 속도로 뒤를 쫓아갈 테니까
I trust you.
이 영상은 저희들의 이익을 위해서 잘 사용하겠다고.
No, I learned a lot. It's really interesting, very interesting. Can we make a photo?
좋아요.